Now in this question then we're asked to find angle ABC. That's this one here. Okay, this interior angle. Let's call it theta. Alright. How are we going to do this? Well, what we've got is a non-right angled triangle here, and to find an angle in a non-right angled triangle normally means you're going to have to use the cosine rule or the sine rule. But if we're going to find an angle using the cosine rule, we need to know all three sides of the triangle, and we don't. We only know just the two. So that means it's most probably the sine rule. So what is the sine rule? Well, just in case you've forgotten, here it is here. If you've got a non-right angled triangle, the sine of any angle over its opposite side is equal to the sine of any other angle in the triangle, like B over its opposite side, or sine C over its opposite side. And in a way that's what we've got here, only we've got 0.6 radians here and this side 4 centimeters. That's okay, we've got opposites there, but we've only got this side 5, and so that's going to mean that we can only work out this angle up here. But that's no problem, because if we work this angle out, we then know that the three angles in a triangle would normally add up to 180 degrees, but we're working in radians, so that is pi radians. So what I'm going to do first of all then is work out this angle ACB up the top here. I'll tell you what, let's call it angle, say, alpha. Okay? So if we start then by the sine rule, if we just say that we're going to consider triangle ABC, what we've got then is essentially, start with the angle sine alpha divided by its opposite side, AB, which is 5 centimeters, just put the 5 in, equals, then we've got the angle at A, 0.6 radians, so it's the sine of 0.6 radians. Just leave it as 0.6, and then divided by the opposite side, which is 4. Rearrange this, times both sides by 5, and you've got that sine alpha equals 5 over 4 multiplied by the sine of 0.6 radians. So to get alpha, all you need to do is the inverse sine of this value. Okay, 5 over 4 sine of 0.6 radians. Now, if you do this calculation, what you should find you get is, just put it in for you, is 0.70580 and so on. And if you inverse sine that, as I say, make sure you're in radians mode, by the way, when you're doing these calculations on your calculator. If you do that, you will end up with 0.78355 and so on radians. Now I'm not going to round this up because we need to work out angle theta. So knowing that all three angles add up to, well, normally 180 degrees in any triangle, but we're working in radians, as I said earlier, so that's pi radians. So therefore what we've got is that angle ABC, which is the theta, is going to equal pi radians minus the 0.6 radians minus this angle here, 0.78355 and so on. And if you do that, what you should find you get is 1.7580 and so on. You don't need to worry about your calculator being in radians mode, by the way, for doing calculations like this. You only need to worry when you're doing sine, cos or tan of any angle in radians. That's when you need to be in radians mode. However, that's what we get, and if we give that to, say, three significant figures, then that angle is going to be 1.76 radians to three significant figures, 3SF. Alright,